A very common question I come across is that if a twin flame connection is a toxic fairy tale romance or a road to awakening. The biggest issue I see in the twin flame community is that they really overly romanticize this, and people get this idea that there is this perfect partner and there can be only one. You have to find this one person, and this is your mission because that person is going to be perfect for you, and you are already perfect. And this relationship is like match made in heaven. And unfortunately, there will be a lot of people who will make a lot of money out of you to find this partner or to keep this partner around, to draw the picture, to do, I don't know, tarot readings. It doesn't really matter what it is, but they are going to, I'm not saying all of them, but most people who are in the twin flame community really use those people who are really stuck in this idea. Because in reality, your twin flame, your real twin flame, is within you. These are the repressed parts that you had to leave behind. This is how your soul broken apart. That when you were growing up, you didn't have the awareness, you didn't have the ability to pick all of you. You had to go from the body all the way up to your mind through three different awareness levels to create your persona or your ego or your awareness. It doesn't really matter how we call it. And your twin flame opposite is going to be the one, because there is one way up, who pick the other one. And that's why you two attract each other. That's how you are opposites. That what is in two external bodies should be in one within. And that person represents that repressed part, but outside of you. And that's how it's actually a perfect match, but a perfect match to trigger you. It doesn't mean that you will stay in this relationship. It only means that the person has the chance, the person has the opportunity to trigger these really deep parts, this deep trauma, these childhood wounds up again. So basically, you relive your childhood pain, the weaknesses are going to come up, but as an adult. So now you can use this upper part of your awareness system to create a different understanding of what is happening. So if you understand a twin flame relationship like this, a twin flame relationship is going to be very, very transformational. It's going to be a self-awakening journey if you understand how to look at your twin flame. But as soon as you are overly attached and you see your twin flame relationship as you don't have to change, your twin flame should change in order to make the relationship happen, because this is a fantastic relationship and there is no other relationship outside of this, then you are going to get stuck, unfortunately, in a very, very unhealthy way of seeing things. Because if you do not change, if you do not see the same situation what you have lived through during your childhood, you are going to recreate the exact same body-mind, mind-to-body connection what you have created already. And you try to find different partners who would make this magic happen. And many people will say that, she knows nothing and she's just blah, 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 blah. Maybe I'm blah, blah, blah. But you really have to think about that if twin flame connections would work so well and it would be so magical, there wouldn't be a whole industry with thousands and thousands of videos to try to help people to make this magic happen. I'm really sorry, this is the truth. The people who watch twin flame videos, I'm not saying all of them, but most of them, are talking about how they are heartbroken and how they try to keep the partner in the relationship. So you really have to think about, by using your mind, why is this happening? If this is so fantastic, if this is so perfect, and this is supposed to happen as soon as you find your twin flame, why don't you see thousands and thousands of videos about people explaining how wonderful the relationship is, what awakenings they actually experienced? Why is the opposite that people try to tell you what you should do? And also you can look at things which are the most viewed videos, how to keep the twin flame, how to basically make the twin flame to stay in the relationship. So basically control and manipulate the partner to stay in the relationship. And we don't have to just think about twin flames. It's any type of a relationship. Sometimes it just goes with how to keep the guy, how to keep the girl. Sometimes they use the narcissist codependent duality, but it's always some type of a duality. And this is when you have to use your common sense, your thinking, that in reality, what is happening, what a twin flame relationship is, it's a trauma that has happened in your attachment system. And your attachment system became very active when you were a child, when you were 2, 3, 4 years old. And this is exactly what happened with your twin flame partner as well. And what you mirror is actually these wounds, the weaknesses and the insecurities. The only difference is that you two created two opposite coping mechanisms. And that's why you are so different, because the connection from this wound, from the body all the way up to the head, is completely different. It's very, very opposite. And the more opposites you are, the more charged up you become. That's where this chemistry is coming from, because opposites attract, but at the same time, deep down, you are the same. And this is exactly what you have to find. Where is that very, very core? And when you understand how differently you react to the same wound, that's when you are going to be able to accept that partner. And that's how you start the healing. That's how you start the reunion. But the reunion is within. It doesn't mean that you stay in the relationship, because if your partner doesn't change, it means that you are going to outgrow your twin flame. And that's when many people are so afraid that, oh my God, what is going to happen then? What is going to happen then is that you are leaving your old self behind. And this is what is so scary for many, many people. That's why they are stuck in relationships like this, because it's not only changing and thinking differently, it's that they are leaving this old way of living behind, going into the unknown. And then, oh my God, if it's my twin flame, there is no other twin flames. And this is where the second toxicity of this twin flame community is, that they see that the twin flame is only one, and if you can't make it work with this one person who is maybe toxic, then there is something wrong with you. But in reality, the frequency you have within, it's the neurocommunications that's within your nervous system, and it's also in your brain. And as soon as you outgrown your partner, your frequency is going to change. It's going to be more healed. So you are going from a more unhealed spectrum all the way closer to a more healed one. So your unhealed opposite is no longer going to be your opposite, as you can see, because you are no longer going to attract each other, because you are no longer opposites. What that means is that you will be able to attract a different person who is going to be also a twin flame, because twin flames, it's not one thing. It's an expression of your opposite. But if you change within your opposite is going to be different, because again, your twin flame is within. That's always one. But the external representations of your twin flame can be multiple, not unlimited, but multiple. So again, if you are able to change, you will have the power to attract someone who is your own opposite again. But in order to do that, to attract someone who stays in the relationship, who is healthy enough to stay in the relationship, you have to become healthy as well. Because an unhealthy person is going to attract an unhealthy opposite. And a healthy person is going to attract a healthy opposite. It's as simple as that. I hope this video was helpful for you and see you in my next video.